You there, thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 4v4 custom match here on the most famous map in all of Supreme Commanderdom. It is SETON'S Clutch. This game is going to be pretty much exactly an hour long, so it's considered an epic. So get your popcorn, get your drinks, get all of the fancy dancy things you want to sit down and enjoy, because this is going to be not a super long one past an hour, but it's going to be pretty much an hour. So taking a look, of course, at the introductions for this game, we have Team 1 on the northeastern side of the map and Team 2 on the southwestern side of the map. Starting off with Team 1's beach player, we have in Regal Purple, it is Kuwa Kilmarkber. I think I butchered his name considerably badly, but Kuwa for short. He is an Aeon. He is a 2000 rated. To his east in the rear guard slot, we have Pants playing as a UEF. He is an Emerald Green as a 2000 as well. In the cliff position to his south, it is the Wreck playing as a Seraphim. He is in Tropical Ocean Blue as a 1300. And rounding out Team 1's lineup in Imperial Gray in the Causeway for Team 1, it is Nori playing as a UEF. He is a 2500. He's the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. So for Team 1's side of the map, they have 2 UEF, an Aeon, and a Seraphim. No Cybern Tech for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's regular side player, we'll start with Mau Mau playing as an Aeon. He is in Rust as a 2400, the highest rated player on Team 2. To his east, we have in Snow White in the beach slot is Vindex playing as a Cybern. He is a 2000 rated. In the Causeway position in Royal Blue, it is Banthafada playing as an Aeon. He is a 2200. And rounding out Team 2's lineup in the cliff position to the west, it is Seraphim Noob in Lightish Red Pink as a Cybern, not a Seraphim this game. So for Team 2's side of the map, there are 2 Cyberns and 2 Aeons, no UEF tech and no Seraphim tech for Team 2. Granted, the only tech that Team 1 is missing out is Cybern, which means all of the factions at a bare minimum are present. Taking a look, of course, where our players are headed off to. It looks like there's only one player from the beach slot, being from Team 2's Vindex, moving to the middle of the map. So we'll put a little bit more firepower on Team 2's side of the engagement here. That might be a little bit better maybe for beach for Team 1's Kuwa, just to get a little bit more expanded out before his opponent in the cliff slot maybe. But I do kind of like the 2v2 in the meta. Makes a little bit more engagement in terms of, pushing back and forth. One player takes some damage and the other one comes in and subs out and helps kind of buffer for their teammate, whatnot. But once Team 2's Vindex gets here, I wouldn't be surprised if Nori just gets pushed back considerably quickly just due to that mismatch in number of comms. We do have first comm become action between Bantha and Nori, if I can talk right for some stupid reason. My words aren't coming out of my mouth the way I want to. Team 1 gunship online for Vindex, moving to the additional island or side island for Team 1's the Wreck. I don't see any AA facilities forming, and he's going to go after the engineers immediately. This is going to be a nice grab. Instead of a bomber, he sends a gunship. He needs to grab that one more engineer. He'll deny the ability for Team 1 to build anything there for now. Nice grab there. Of course, the mexes will slowly be eliminated. We have interceptors inbound. And we have a transport inbound from Bindex. He's going to claim this island for himself. That's going to be great for Team 2's eco there. Going to be able to get a little bit more jump start on going after the Rex. We do see the side island for Team 2's Seraphim Noob has been conquered, and Bantha now has the reinforcements of Vindex there. Now it's just him. There's no units because he's focused, of course, going on the rampage down there. Actually, he drops off, it looks like maybe an engineer or two on the side island, but the transport continues onto the beach position in that cliffside. Not beach position, a little beach section. And he's going to be able to maybe grab some land facilities there as well. So nice grab there from Vindex, being very, very aggressive. I didn't really point it out, but everybody in this game is over 2,000 rating. So high level plays in this game for sure. Nori trying to dodge, bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave. He is taking some fur fire though. just because of the amount of shots being landed by Team 2's. For his Bantha Fodder fell back, he's going for sensor package. It will give him a decent boost in visual contact for himself and his teammates, and just make sure that Team 2 is aware of where the Calm of Nori is. You can see they know where they are, but it just gives them more vision just to be exactly 100% sure. See, the radar signature is gone, so they don't know exactly where he is in that mess of nonsense. Couple of bombers now on a collision course with, I would assume, the engineers for the naval facilities for, that is, Kuwa, and naval facilities have been established for him as well. Eastern side, the island has essentially been taken over. Is he gonna take over? Looks like he has captured them instead of rebuilding them, destroying them and then building them once again. So I'd love to see that. Looks like he hasn't issued the command for this one for whatever reason. Looks like the thwarted attack has been, the attack has been thwarted, the thwarted attack. But transport inbound with the comm. Team 1 interceptors moving in to grab the transport. Oh, he moves right in and then he stops. That's unfortunate. The wreck is now going to be on this side island all by his lonesome. And the interceptors come in. They may have been able to kill off the transport and kill off the comm of the wreck. That's a little unfortunate because it looked like they just ran right and then just stopped right before they reached the transport. So unfortunate, but lovely play from the wreck, though. He's going to be able to deal with this facility and get it back under his control quite soon. We do see T1 engineer trying to build a PD to protect this little section. And I think the wreck may have seen it. No, he's not in it yet. He will see it shortly, though. It's halfway there. I don't know if he'll see it. No, it doesn't look like he'll see it just yet. Oh, he keeps going. He keeps going. And he will be able to deny that. Almost got it online. But, again, all of this is delaying at a bare minimum. Vindex knew eventually he would lose the facility anyways. But the longer he keeps it, that's 10 mass a second total he's getting, more than his opponent. And Team 2 is barely in the lead, about that 10 mass a second total for this game so far. So it does give him a little bit more mass to maybe spam up maybe the T2 early. This might be the T2 facility right here. He'll just keep this one pumping out frigates just for cannon fodder and whatnot. We do see that Vindex is on his way home now. Bantha Fodder has the sensor package and T2 engineering suite on board, and this is what he can see on the front line. We do see a couple of T2 engineers here for Nori. He's still in the yellow, but he has some PD now, so he's going to be able to protect that avenue for just a little while longer until Team 2 decides to try to crash his party. We see a couple of units inbound from Seraphim Nuke trying to slowly deny the facilities for Team 1's Kuwa, but I just don't think that's going to work long term. There's a long wait time to get reinforcements there, and it's just probably not worth it. Build a little bit more units up and then push in. He does have T2 naval facility online, and I will note T3 Air is online, and T3 Air is also online and expanded for both players, just to make that little note there. Looks like the wreck is going to reclaim this facility and then build his own facilities here, most likely. There, I like how there's just one Sky Slammer here, just hanging out. There is that wreck over here, that transport wreck. So he's going to be able to scoop up a little bit of reclaim there. T2 Naval Headquarters is online. T2 Naval Headquarters is done. Actually, that's not the one I thought he would do. Never mind. But, it's done online now. So he's going to be able to punch out some destroyers, cruisers, and some mermaid tech unit, or not spy units, but stealth units. And it's just frigates versus frigates. There is that destroyer inbound. He's really being aggressive on this northern side, not letting Kuwa get much of anything online without it getting shot at first. We do see he's producing a little bit more subs, and he's going for T2 Navy just to, again, be able to fight back against Team 2's fleet. That's now getting some mermaids, some cruisers, and some Salems. How did that get there? What? Hack? Oh, he's probably talking about that Sky Slammer, maybe. I would assume that's what he's talking about. Oh, no, this. Oh, this is what he's talking about. The frigate got into the backline and killed off all the engineers nearby. That's what he's talking about. It's killed off pretty quickly, though. Honestly, can't help you. I joined bottom already, says Nori. talking about the north side. He's being bombarded. T2 Navy is done for Nori. And he's going for those cruisers first. He's going for destroy. He's going for destroyers first. Both viable options. I just like getting the cruisers online, in my opinion, just to get that AA flowing in those missiles especially. But sometimes you want that more beefy power with those destroyers and whatnot. The cruiser is probably going to be focused down from Team 2. But there is the destroyer hiding behind it. It's one destroyer versus one destroyer. Bombers are inbound, just slowly eroding some stuff over here. We do see Nori has dropped off a couple of engineers going for T2 land facility for more engineering support and got a torp launcher online just to thin the numbers out a little bit. Cruiser is going to be bombarded by torpedoes here shortly. He's going to try to hide with some Salems for some anti-torpedo stuff. But eventually that cruiser is going to die. And there it goes. I assume a new one is on the rise. Yes, it is. And Team 1 is being really cornered on this beach position in the north already. 14 minutes on the clock. Middle of the map, we have possible naval bombardment onto Panther position. Soon, maybe, from Team 1. That's why it's very hard to hold the middle in this game, because if just one team gets to, roughly about here, good luck keeping the middle online. Either you push all the way up and essentially lock out Navy on this side at a bare minimum, or you just get shot at and you fall back, and that's about it. T2 Navy on online for Bantha fodder, going for destroyers as well. We see torp bombers online. I'm assuming they're just going for whatever they can shoot at, going for the destroyers. Again, destroyers have torp defense on board, but eventually you can overwhelm them, so they'll do some damage. ASF's running around for Team 2. ASF's running around for Team 1. Don't know if there was any air engagements or not. 3 games Beach hasn't walked, and 3 games Beach got crushed, says Pants. So it looks like Pants has been playing some games and just noticed a trend. And I don't know if it has that much of an impact, because his comm would move, and he's just busy doing everything else up here. I don't know. Just depends on the priorities of the opposite player in this game, being Seraphim Nuke, at least in this particular game. And now the slow erosion of the facilities are starting to unravel. We do see a torp launcher has been built that will help a little bit, but again, all of these Salems have torp defense on board, so torp launchers will do a little bit of damage, but not a buttload of damage due to those torp defenses on board. We do see a couple destroyers online for Panther fodder now. But now we're seeing kind of, again, a very similar story in the southern pond. Team 1 starting to push into Team 2's position. Team 2 doesn't have that many facilities online. They do have two T2 naval headquarters, but now we see Team 1 essentially is just down to a couple of facilities. Most of those destroyers have now been dealt with, and the beach is pretty much going to be lost for now. And we might see a land invasion shortly, not before 20 minutes, but probably around the 25-minute mark. And Salem, not Salem's, but Seraphim destroyers, again, very, very adept at dealing with all of the close-range nonsense with those laser cannons on board. Can you use a destroyer, maybe, says Vindex. And Mather goes low. Are you blind? He's like, they're right there. But, sometimes you just don't see it. I mean, the caster might be looking at something right on screen and can't even see it. Air facility being expanded upon for Pants. Air facility being... Sorry, not Pants. That's Pants for Mau Mau. And Pants is expanding his as well. Still, the T2 Naval Headquarters is holding for now. We do see spam inbound from the south. A couple of these Riptides moving in just to soak up some damage. This facility probably is going to get wiped out here shortly. New destroyer is down. And that facility is going to go the way to Dildo Bird. Not Salem's, but Asylum's barely don't get into range to block those shots. And in the south, Navy is being pushed back once again by Team 2. Maybe T3 is on the rise. Nope, not yet. T3 is on the rise for Team 1's Nori, and there she is. The best T3 naval unit in the game, the Neptune-class battlecruiser, is going to make its first appearance in the game. Frontline facility is gone for Bantha fodder. Again, it's really hard to keep something there long-term. And the last main facility for Team 1's Kuwa has been destroyed. He's actually taking some damage from those torp launchers from Team 2 on board those Salems and subs and whatever else. And it's just going to be a slow erosion of the everything else there. Team 2 definitely has Navy on lock in the north. We do see... Oh, maybe I thought it was going to be an air fight. But it looks like Team 2 has the better numbers just on first glance. And we can actually look at the exact numbers, to be fair, so I can have an accurate count for everybody. 50 for Team 2's Mau Mau and 28 for Team 1's Pants. So about double, but again, something that can easily be conquered for Team 1 or conquered even more for Team 2, depending on how much focus they put on it. And if anybody has watched the Apothecary Diaries anime, very, very good. Main character is Mau Mau. It just means cat twice, which I think is funny. But it's really, really good show. Kuwa getting more facilities just to try to get some buffer zone going on, some bullet sponging to get some more defenses online. Probably needs more T2 torp launchers, honestly. Need more, being just get more, and he's getting one right now. But he just needs something to deal with all this inbound aggression. I'm assuming T3. Nope, not yet. He's sticking with T2 because it's working. If he doesn't have to spend it right now, he probably won't. T3, nope, not yet. The battlecruiser is online, and the other one has now arrived at the front lines. And shots are inbound. And that T2 naval headquarters is going to be the first target. Team 1 might be able to conquer this position just with that battlecruiser or two inbound from Nori. And in the north, it's looking a little bit better for Kuwa. He's getting a T2 naval headquarters back online, but it's not looking too hot. We have a couple of restorers over here. They killed off a couple of mexes up there. That's 18, 27 mass a second. Team 1 is not getting, or Kuwa specifically isn't getting. He desperately wants all that mass, though, because he needs as much as he can. They have a BC, GG. Oh, battlecruiser. Yeah. I mean, you can overwhelm them like anything in the game. 1,000 of anything will kill anything. But the T2 naval headquarters will definitely go down here shortly. This one I'm surprised isn't down yet. I'm surprised that the battlecruiser hasn't wiped that out. But yeah, that's not going to go well for Team 2's fleets down there. So Team 1's going to grab the southern pond, and Team 2's going to grab the northern pond. At least how it was shaken up a little bit. But there is more and more hover tech spam online for Team 1, so that might be enough to give a little bit more wedge. But once a T3 unit starts to emerge from Seraphim Noob, I think that might not be enough. And battlecruiser, how is she doing? 23,000 hit points at 2-star vet. And the T2 Cybrin headquarters for Vindex is gone. That's going to be the end of that naval ambition for him for now. I will point out that the wreck is still on the island over here to the east with no transport. So if Team 2 got some forces down there, that might just be a kill for them. We do see a cruiser going after a couple of mexes down here. Lovely use of the cruiser tech from the wreck, just grabbing a couple of facilities. Again, nothing too crazy, but again, that's 27 mass a second if they were T2 single ring, so it makes a difference. Restorers above the naval forces from Team 1. They're going after all of the cruisers. You shoot at the stuff that's shooting at you, and then you shoot at everything else, and then you don't have to worry about a whole lot. The Navy is going to be lost just flat out, but at a bare minimum, there might be a little bit more leeway to push back. This might be a good target to take out. We see a couple of Gunthers being installed to deal with the laser weapons on board those longer range Neptunes versus those destroyers. Team 1 on the northern side is holding. It's better than it was a couple minutes ago, but we'll see. T2 Navy is also online for Nori to help out. Maybe I think he's going for cruisers. He's going for no, is that cruiser? Destroyer. Oh, that's a destroyer. Okay. Again, they look very, very similar, so I have to zoom in for that back half to tell the difference. Restorer is going to eat that Neptune alive, but death by 1,000 cuts. T2 Navy somehow still online. Somehow, I have no idea. We do see cruisers firing off some missiles over there. We have another battlecruiser and another battlecruiser. Why are they not targeting that headquarters and just wiping it out immediately? I don't get the why are you waiting. But the base here for Team 2's Vindex is getting hit hard. core mexes are down, and the battle cruiser is gone. One more for now, unless Nori has another one. Lots of cruisers coming online, and a Gunther or two now being brought forward. There's the last battle cruiser, so just gets wiped out by restorers. TMD is going to secure this position, and looks like he's going for Vespers to fight back with some Torp. Massive focus ships, being those submarines, those sub-hunters, not sub-killers like the Barracudas from the Cybran faction. T3 started on board Vindex's comm. T3 is done, actually, for Pants. He's starting for RAS upgrade just to get his eco flowing into his veins. Nice little adrenaline shot. And Torp bombers and restorers still punching through. Lots of T2 Vespers online. Again, there's Torp defenses and torpedoes on both the destroyers and the Vespers, but the Vespers are more well equipped to deal with the ships than the Seraphim destroyers. But the Seraphim destroyers have become mini subs by dipping their heads underneath the surface. Yeah, it's just a lot of trading back and forth. Looks like a couple of torpedoes are breaking through. We need to group those Vespers closer a little bit more just to be able to overwhelm the Destroyer 2's defenses. And more being built. Not a lot of Torp launchers from the PD side of things. ASF's gearing up for possible engagements. Team 1 still doesn't have the advantage. Again, and with the restorers mixed in as well. There's a lot of AA on board those ASFs and restorers. Team 1 still holding. T3 is online. And now we have a couple of Salems just shooting at... Actually, they're shooting at the battlecruiser being built, not the facility building them. Adding his nice little wall for Team 1. We do see T2 Navy back online. Don't know how long that's going to last, but... we'll see. Looks like the destroyers have decided to show their faces, and cruisers are coming in to possibly shoo away those restorers. T2 Navy probably will go down this time for both players, just outright, and that'll be a win for Team 1 in Southern Pond. Northern Pond, still T2. No T3 yet. Still kind of surprised by that, to be honest with you. That longer range Galaxy would definitely come in handy right now. But it looks like he's just focused on spamming as much out as possible. And again, targeting the cruisers first. You shoot at the stuff shooting at you, and then you shoot at everything else. It is a great tactic. You can do a lot more damage that way, or at least over time. And that cruiser's gone. Still the T2 Navy for Nori holds. Not Nori, for Bantha Fodder. That's Nori. I don't know why I'm confusing the teams this game. I don't know why. 27 minutes, almost 30 minutes on the clock. Team 1, Team 2, about the same eco, 1.2. We don't know the exact amount, but again, rough average. Looks like Team 1 slightly in the lead, but not by much. Nobody has died yet at 27 minutes, so we love to see that. Usually nobody dies in SETON'S before 30. Not always, but usually. It's just one of those things where, because players aren't really engaging with one another face-to-face with their commanders, it's just kind of, you know, we have Mao back here, Seraphim Nuke back there, and Vindex back there. You know, the only ones to really move are those three players right here. So, that's the wrong button. But again, somebody could get sniped by a nuke or something that I didn't see, so there's all possibilities in this game of any sort of random explosions. And we could just have a Control K, or anything could happen, really. Being pink and not UD messed me up, says the wreck. Interesting. Of course, players like to have their customary colors. I think it was just he's so used to somebody else being that color that it confused him. Bottom has to win, says Seraphim Noob. And it looks like T2 Navy going to come back online here shortly, and a Tempest has been established. That is a huge development, and it's heavily assisted by, of course, the player who started it, and then the other naval player. So lovely to see that assistance going down. T3 Navy is done going for engineers for, of course, building the Tempest and helping to get the thing online incredibly fast. And this is at 0 speed. That went up very quickly, 29 minutes. So we'll see how long this one takes to build. And in the north, it does look like Team 1 has recovered considerably. No T3 Navy net yet. Yeah. but we do see some battle cruisers being built by Nori now, so he's going to be able to flush out Team 1's ranks quite nicely. Looks like nobody likes that battle cruiser and just gets absolutely demolished by that raid of tort bombers, those skimmers. They just skimmed along the water and just wiped that thing out. Dang, that was a lot of damage all at once. Omni sensor is vulnerable to summits online. We have Bantha Fodder about half done with the second Tempest, so in 2 minutes total, he might have that Tempest online, about 31 minutes roughly. And yeah, Team 1 just has a lot more going on now. Team 2 needs T3 Navy at this point to punch back. They don't have a lot of facilities, and we see a Continental just hanging out here. Most of the engineers that were dropped off were killed off. So I don't understand. Maybe they just forgot that they were there. Didn't think that the transport would get there or something. I don't know. But it didn't look like it was probably worth his time anyways because there's so much PD there. ASFs are stacking up for both air players. Team 1 at 250 and Mau Mau at least 350. Oh, no, that's a lot less than I thought. 278, so the numbers have come close very considerably percentage-wise. It's actually been about the same number lead. And when we checked it, it was 50-something to 25, and now it's 275 to 250, so it's still about that 25 ASF lead. And that is easily manageable by just 1 or 2 really good turns. Second Tempest is online. Looks like just before 31 minutes, so it took 2 minutes to build that. And he's going to build a third one. Probably not the best place for it. Doesn't really have a good place for it, to be honest with you. And T3 Navy is almost done for Vindex. He has come back in Navy. We have lots of cruisers raining in those missiles. And they're both UEF and Seraphim, so it's just a double dose. Looks like that Bulwark just took a shot to the face. Not to the face, but to the shield plate. There goes that. Summit, that one's gone. One more remains. And that might be not great for Team 1. The Summit is the target of the Tempest. The Tempest is in range of the Summit, but it's not that way, vice versa. And there goes another battleship. Oh, no, maybe it is in range. Okay, maybe not. It looked like it wasn't. And that's going to be a win for Team 2. That third Tempest, once it comes online, it's a lot of power. Now, again, Tempests are really prone to just missiles because they're very big. And they're kind of slow, so you can get a lot of missiles raining in. Eventually, you'll just do a bunch of damage and wipe it out that way, which we see happening right now. You can kind of mitigate that with some TMD, but there's only so much you can do, of course. And there goes a Tempest. Shot killing off another battleship. Not battleship, sorry, destroyer. Team 1, there's another battleship's online, another one inbound, and Seraphim ones are being built as we speak. So the numbers are getting to be a little bit better for Team 1, but again, with that third Tempest coming online here shortly, it's just not going to be a good thing. There's a lot more breathing room that Team 2 is getting, and there's TMD being built all the time, so those cruisers are going to be nullified, which will force the destroyers and other vessels closer, which will be better for Team 2 anyways. So it's kind of a, will they, won't they, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. The Omni is still online for now, but we'll see how long that lasts. We have tons of hovertech units inbound from Kuwa. Look at all of them. They're just intermixing in with the regular naval units. And that's why I call them pseudo-naval units, because they can be used for in place of naval units just because there's so many of them. That you have a shield, you have AA, you have blazes, you have riptides if Nori is going to donate some over kind of thing. And these are just going to get overwhelmed from Team 2. T3 Navy still not online. Going for spam facilities now. Just no T3. I'm so surprised that he hasn't gone for it yet. I feel like that's just such a missed opportunity. T2 Air, of course. More air facilities, more bombers. First Tempest is down, but it gets replaced by the third one, so that becomes the second one. That becomes the first one. And a third one now coming online. So Team 2 is holding the same way that Team 1 was holding earlier. And oh, look at them just eviscerating all of those destroyers. Oof. That is a lot of firepower just wiped off the map. Granted, again, the torpedoes can't target the hover tech units because hover doesn't have to worry about torpedoes because it's hovering above the water, and hence the name hover. But we have some restorers inbound. There is some decent amount of flak here as well, so it's not just the fact that Team 2 has air. It's the fact that if they brought those gunships in, they're just going to get shot at anyways. It's just not a great thing. Hey, tactical nuke started for Nori. And tactical nuke... Wait, hold on. What? There's 2 of them that have tac nuke? Hold on. Where's Pants? Where is your comm? Pants' comm is here. He has Billy Nuke online. And the other UEA player is Nori. Nori is building it right there in front of my face. Both of them are going for tac nuke. Lovely to see that from Team 1. That's going to be really, really nice to have. It's going to do a decent amount of damage to all those facilities and hopefully units. Granted, there's still TMD there, which will deal with the missile, but that is huge to have. The air player is still trying to help out as much as he can. He has a bunch of AA builds here to protect against torp bombers and gunships, and a lot of spam facilities from 3 of the 4 players. Actually, I think they were donated over in some degrees for reclaiming efforts. Speaking of reclaim, Team 1 at 1.8, sorry, not 1.8, 182. Team 2, 183,000 mass. So lockstep with one another. Same with Eco. The game has been pretty even in terms of economy. And given the fact, again, lowest rated player is 2,000. Everybody's on their A game. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 35 minutes on the clock. Thanks so much for watching to this point in the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, you might as well. And 35 minutes in, because why not? It's free and the whatnot. Unless you don't have an account, then there's that. But again, thanks so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. First, Billy Nuke is inbound, sailing across the screen, and it's going to land right at the feet. The floaties of those Tempests. Looks like the Tempests actually kind of move out of the way, just haphazardly, but it looks like it's going to land. There it goes. Boom. Wipes out all those support units. Billy immediately pointed out by Vindex. Tempest is down. We have 2 regular battleships online for Team 2 as well. There's 2 down there. There's 1 here, and then that one just died. So there's 2. That one's almost dead anyways. That one is not dead. It doesn't get hit. So, hey, 1% health, 100% damage. But there's 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But obviously the Tempests are worth kind of more because of the whole more damage, longer range thing. They cost more, though, so there's that. Another Billy Nuke is going to land. Oh, it's going to get grabbed by that nice little flare and be denied. It looks like the Billy Nuke isn't going to be as effective, at least in this little section. You might be able to point it down here, but there's TMD being built here as well, so maybe not. It was giving me a really weird effect. It looked like there was a battleship just like caught in a whirlpool or something down there, the way that was looking. But look at this in the north. Team 1 has grabbed a huge section of Navy once again. Look at this. Team 2 has not won Navy. T3 still not built. 36 minutes on the clock. Why is Seraphim Noob not building T3 Naval Tech? I am so confused. He's going for T3 Air now. I don't get why he's doing what he's doing. He's losing Navy. Granted, he's losing it to Hover Tech as well. And it's technically 1 and a little bit of players in Navy, to be fair. We do see Nori has dropped off his comm. He's going to Billy Nuke this side island and wipe out all of those mexes. It's going to take 2 Billy Nukes. You get 1 right about there, and then you get 1 right about there, of course. PD being built. Looks like he's going to stop building it. He is, maybe he thought that the transport was going to drop the comm off, maybe. And the wreck is killed off by Mau Mau. Mau Mau snipes the comm on the island. He says lame. But, I mean, he was kind of isolated on the island to begin with. T3 Navy was also wiped out as well, at least for the Seraphim side of things. Nice grab there from Team 1's Mau Mau. That's a great win if Mau Mau did grab it, which I would presume he did. Nice, nice win. Let's see. Do we see a lot of... I don't see a lot of... oh, there's some wrecks in the water. So, yeah, it looks like it was torp bombers. Could have been Solaces, too. That could have wiped them out. But those would be a little bit more expensive. And there goes the T3 land is gone. Sorry, T3 Navy is gone. T2 Navy is probably going to be gone here shortly. Pigeon's going to be wiped out. This is a great win for Team 2. They wiped out a player. And Nori launches the Billy Nuke. Maybe not. Let's see, did he even launch it? No, he did not, that I'm aware of. But it doesn't really matter because the fleet is inbound. Team 1 has conquered Northern Pond. And the T3 Naval Headquarters was never built, which, again, I think is very weird. But anyways, eastern side, Nori now under the control of the Rex original stuff. And chain reaction, damaging restores is the most dumb mechanic. Oof, yeah, that's got to hurt. I just made a forum post complaining about it, says the wreck. And ASF's inbound, maybe? Nope, they don't want to engage because, again, it's a lure. It's bait. Team 2 wants them to engage, and they're not going to. At least Pants isn't going to fall for it. But all these mexes are being eliminated nonetheless, and it would definitely favor Team 2. 500 versus 400, so 100 ASFs in favor for Team 2 at 38 minutes. Another Billy Nuke lands in front of that Tempest, but the momentum has significantly shifted. Even though it's still kind of locked down for now for Team 2, they're going to push out with all of that restores, all of the Tempest and the whatnot. T2 Navy is targeted soon, I would imagine. Another battleship is gone. And I would assume that T2 Naval Headquarters will not be long for this world. T3 is still online over here to the more middle of the map. It looks like the restorers have fled. Again, core mexes are down. Team 2 1.7, Team 1 1.3 K mass per second. We see mass FAFs being built. Tons of air facilities online. And a bunch of mass FAFs. I do like the fact that they're separated like this, where we usually see it's completely filled in, but he separated them out. So if this cascades, this also won't cascade. I do like that. Granted, you're not putting as much underneath the same shield, but hey, you're splitting it up a little bit. Now you're creating kind of this, it looks like one of those Orbesh symbols from Star Wars. It's kind of like there's like this, and then it's kind of like this. Something like that. It's not exactly that, but it looks something similar to that. And look at this. Navy has been conquered by Team 1, and the naval bombardment has now fully begun. And looks like a transport's trying to be built. Nano repair going to be built on Sarah from Noobs.com. And that facility is not long for this world. Team 2 is going to lose that western half. And Team 1, again, they took heavy losses. They still technically have it, but there's a large reconstruction effort. Tons of battleships online for Team 2, and yeah, that's going to eventually win Navy. Not Tor Bomber, but TAC missile, TAC Billy Nuke is not going to work because of all the Team D on board the Galaxies. So those are denied now, and I think he's on his way home, is what it looks like. Tons of restorers flying around. 96 restorers online for Team 2's Mau Mau. He's sitting at 800, almost 900 mass income. And Team 1, a little bit more distributed, 600 and 600 for Pants and Nori, with Kuwa sitting at 340. And those forces in the bay are going to be dealt with quite nicely. There's still AA in the area, though, from all of these Infinity-class cruisers, but they're being dealt with as we speak. There's a battle cruiser or two over in the bay. We now have Bantha Fodder's position is being wiped out. A couple of Harbingers running around. We have hovertech units now invading from the north. And Billy Nuke going to land right in front of that Tempest. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, Team D is going to be enough. No. And there goes a couple of Asylums. But again, nothing really too crazy, to be honest with you. The facilities have been pretty much dealt with now. They're just mopping up everything else. There's really nothing inbound from Team 1. There's a little bit of forces, but not enough to really mount a counterattack. With 3 Tempests and a whole bunch of battleships, good luck. Laser canceled for Seraphim Noob. Looks like he's getting out of there. He's being shot at by some blazes from Team 1. The invasion on land is still occurring. I thought it actually happened in the south a lot earlier for Team 1, but that didn't happen. The expectations, or the, not expectations, the presumptions of Team 2 grabbing north and Team 1 grabbing south got literally flipped on its head. Team 1 has north and Team 2 has south. And torrents are online, and I did see, where did you go? I saw it, there you are. Ace is online as well. Nice little nuke sub. Seraphim Noob going for PD. And the Blazes just will not stop. Reinforcements are definitely needed. Seraphim Noob is being surrounded. Again, he's being tickled to death kind of sort of from those Blazes. And those Cerberus are actually shooting tiny bit uphill, and they're actually not even hitting the comm. They're not even hitting the forces, which is a little bit unfortunate. Can't help, says Mau Mau. And looks like the restorers are inbound. Yep, there they go. Seraphim Noob is dropping. He's about 50%. That Nano is definitely saving his life, that's for sure. And he's going to get maybe another veterancy before he drops into the red. Maybe not. And I just want to keep zooming in and out just to make sure. No, nothing too crazy. The Omni still online for Team 2's Mau Mau in the middle of the map. Seraphim now underneath. More shielding. Restorers have arrived. More are inbound. And that will definitely alleviate a lot of that pressure. He will actually probably not die because of all this support. There is some flak nearby, it looks like, but not a terrible amount to make it really too bad. Looks like he was avoiding the volatile explosion from that anyways. And now he's wiping out all that. Billy Nuke lands right there from Team 1. Where is... Oh, he's on the transport. It looks like it landed and maybe tried to go off the comm. Was it shielded, says the wreck? I mean, it... Maybe? But yeah, there's not really a lot of damage to that air grid, which is weird. Restorers have dealt with all of that. We have Restorers online for Seraphim Noob now, just because he got them donated over to him from Mau Mau, just so he can micro some defenses while he tries to rebuild over there. He still keeps his T3 air raid quarters, so there's that, I guess. Team 2 slowly wiping out the south. 43 minutes on the clock. Is anybody thinking about how to end the... not Seraphim, but Cybrin Scathis is soon to be online for Vindex. Going to be assisted by him and looks like Bantha, and then maybe some assistance from Mau Mau. In the north, any big ticket items for Team 1? Air player, no. Nothing yet that I've noticed. Oh, what's this? No, it's just a mass platform. But eco situation 1.9 to 1.8. Nobody's crossed 2,000 yet. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. Maybe he's trying to snipe the comm. The comm wouldn't have been sniped by the Billy Nuke anyways, because he had, 13,000 hit points. I think the Billy Nuke does 10, if I'm not mistaken, so he would have survived. That Billy is so cringe, says Bantha. Oh, there's two Billies inbound, one after the other. Kaboom, kaboom. Look at that. But I don't think it'll make a difference, though. There's still 3 Tempests online, tons of battleships. And Restorers are now inbound. That group that helped assist Seraphim Noob earlier. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts in the air, but it doesn't matter because they'll die anyways. Look at this. There's just so many of them. Go YOLO or Para, says the wreck. So possible game ender is going to start for Team 1. Para, says Pants. And it looks like maybe it's already... You stop doing that. I want to see where he put it. But stop it. There we go. Oh, saying put it here. I thought he already was starting it, but never mind. More battleships are off the table. We do see an Atlantis here, but the only thing that the Atlantis doesn't really have is torp defense. So if Team 2 gets a lot of torp bombers online, either T3s or T2s, that's going to be the end of that. Second one may be coming online. Yep, actually second one is going to be done. That will at least slow down the progress a little bit for Team 2, but I don't think it'll make a difference. Team 2 is essentially hemmed in Team 1 there. There's a little bit of resistance over here, but not a whole lot. Making Omni here, says the wreck. He's grabbed the side island just to give them more radar on the other side of the map. It won't give them the entire map, but it'll give them at least a huge portion of it nonetheless. Seraphim Noob out re-expanding. His comm is somewhere. 1, 2, 3. He could be hiding. Well, he's not hiding, but... Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's on a transport. Never mind. There he is. Maybe he wants the side island, maybe. We have Restorers over here cleaning up the skies, or the ground with the sky. And more T3 mixers are being eliminated. And I don't know if they'll notice that he's there. Engineers are inbound as well from Team 2. Has been next for, of course, claiming the island. Looks like Seraphim Noob might drop off his comm. Maybe he won't. We'll see. He doesn't have cloaking on board. He wouldn't have teleporter at this point. He doesn't have anything on his backpack, it looks like. Maybe he has laser and I just can't see it. I don't think he does, though. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. Para pointed out by Vindex, so they're aware of it, I think. Yep, there it is. Just barely started moments ago. Seraphim Noob gets his comm dropped off. Just gun and nano. That's it. No other upgrades on board. So Team 2 might be the first player to... He might be the first player out of the game, maybe even not. 350 ASFs on bingo on fuel. Dang, that's a lot. 300. Dang, he has more bingo on fuel than he does actual AS. That sucks. Atlantis dying to Tempest Torp. OP says Vindex. Again, the Tempest has Torp defense. The Atlantis does not, so that would kind of make sense. Kill Fab says the Wreck. Talking about all of these. Just wipe out as much ego as possible. Every mass Fab T2 is 1 mass a second, so you can eventually drop that eco pretty quickly, depending on how many of them are there. And Atlantis, I would surmise, would soon be dead with Torp Bombers from Team 2, but no Torp Bombers have come to say hi. Main base originally belonging to the Wreck is being shot at by Tempest now. That's the second time that thing's been hit at. Now the T3 Naval Headquarters is gone. That'll be the end of more summits and battle cruisers and the like. Paragon, of course, has been started. It's not in the yellow yet. Team 2 has your I was supposed to say Seraphim, but Scathis is almost done. 47 minutes on the clock.
Strategic launch detected.
Nuke is outbound from a sub-nuke, a nice little naval nuke online for Team 1. It's moving in. There's no SMD here. Ooh, that's not great. Why is there not an SMD covering that? I mean, there kind of is one, but not really. You need one essentially right about there would be better. The nuke is going to get, it's going to land. It's not going to do a huge chunk of damage, but it will kill off the mass fabs right there. And it cascades a huge chunk of that air grid. Boom. About half of that thing is gone with. That's a nuke sub, which is a sub nuke, which is, again, smaller than a regular nuke. Nice grab there. Kills off, I think, maybe 50,000 mass. Let's see. 72,000. Did a very good job there for Nori. Atlantis still online. We have Vindex dropping some Torp Bombers now. Again, pretty much everything else is gone at this point. It's just that one Atlantis. Engineers tried to hide, but that's not going to work. And Scathis is raining down from the heavens, going after the air grid. Another naval nuke, nice little sub-nuke, is alive and well. And more of the air grid is getting wiped out by those missile ships. It's going to wipe out this section of mass fabs as well. That's going to cut into the eco for Team 2. But the Scathis is done anyways. It looks like a second one is now under construction. Definitely needs... Oh, it got grabbed by the SMD anyways. That's gotta suck. That is not it. That is not an issue. I just forgot to move the ACU off the map. Paragon in the yellow. And the air grid not looking good. There's a couple of shield emplacements, but not a whole lot, which means that Scathis is going to ravage that air grid. And now Navy is now bombarding this. The Atlantis still alive somehow, so there's that. And there goes the air grid. Most of it is now gone. The T3 air quarters is gone, which is the main thing. Second Scathis, it's still in the red, though. 49 minutes on the clock. That Paragon might be the only hope of Team 1 at this point. About 50% done. More P-gens, it looks like, for Kuwa, just to get more power into his veins. Mass Fab Farm. This is what I normally see, is a T2, T3 shielding with a bunch of this. But, you know, it works. There's a little bit of not coverage, but there's a decent amount right here. I think he's... okay, 120 minus 8. 112? That's 112 mass a second right there. So, get a couple of those, and that's a big, big difference. Losing Rock was partly my fault, says Nori. Altor. There's a lot of conversation in chat, and I'm definitely missing it. Rock, Cliff, whatever. Seraphim Noob on the front line with his comm. No laser, no cloaking, no nothing. Just nano and gun. And Scathis now actually shooting at the fleet for Team 1 in the bay here. Team 2 keeping some things here for Bantha fodder. Not everything is gone yet. A lot of spreading out of the shots, of course. Kind of makes it a little bit difficult to wipe stuff out. But some were cruisers, and looks like a couple of other things got hit at a bare minimum, so it's better than nothing. I'm surprised they're not immediately going for the Paragon, though. I thought that would be the second thing they go after the air grid. And we have gunships come to assist the restorers that Sarah from Nuke got earlier. He's going to lose them, but hey, it's going to be, yeah, probably not the best idea to bring that in now, maybe. They're all gone, but lovely attempt. Got a nuke, says the wreck. No, sad face, says the wreck. Probably nuking this is probably what he's thinking about. And those aces, I think some of them got targeted. Yeah, this one isn't. Oh, that one's submerged now. Looks like maybe some of them were not. That's a little unfortunate. The one that did do all the damage, though, is still alive, it looks like. So there's that at least. Marscathus is unshielded, says Vindex. Well, it's unshielded right now. It's back now. Looks like there's some power outages going on for Team 2. Tower. Overflow some. Omni and I here. Tower. Says Mao Mao. Maybe I can nuke it, says Nori. Paragon is almost done. So we'll see the second game ender finish here shortly, unless the Scathus has something to say about it. Still surprised the Scathus is not targeting the Maver, but it is kind of widespreading the base for Kuwa. And now we have some naval nukes inbound from Team 1. They're going after the land forces from Bantha fodder, who just goes straight up the middle with the assistance of the fleet, of course. Oh, is that going to land? Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Boom. That's a chunk of the restorers gone. Nice grab there. I think that was, who was Pantses, maybe? And here comes the nuke. Oh, it might have been a 1-2 punch, but he gets out of there. Just barely clips a couple of them. Nice grab there. Yeah, almost. Definitely key on that. Almost. What the heck is this? Insane coincidental nuke, right? Those were for the land units, not for the restorers, I bet. 1, 2, 3, 4 Mavers right next to one another. Paragon is done. I don't know. That might be the screenshot right there. That is insane. It's going to be a lot of eco that Team 1's going to have. I don't actually particularly like that. There's all 4 of them here. I wish there was maybe one over here, and then maybe one over there, and then one over here, and one over there. Just they really spread out. The Scathus, having them be all this close with no shielding, and makes me nervous. Cloaking started for Vindex. Second Scathus is online. Okay, if there's 2 of them online at this point, yeah, that's not going to be enough shielding. Team 1 needs something else. Salvation is coming online for Kuwa, so there is that. Never mind, just make third Scathus, says Mamau. Looks like he was talking about. Now they spread in group. Spread more. Spread move used to spread units better. Billy Nuke lands. Looks like they're really trying to grab those restorers. And Sarah from Nuke just doesn't care. And he almost gets Billy Nuked, too. I assist your factory, says Sarah from Noob. Oh, with those engineers, I guess. So technically, all 4 players have some sort of presence on here. Tons of SMDs. Love to see that. And looks like they're just heavily assisting, loading a couple of them. Do they think a YOLO is on the rise, maybe? But Team 1... Yeah, no, Team 1 could build a YOLO. It's Salvation has been started. But Team 1 just doesn't have a whole lot left. They still have a lot of eco, to be fair. Well, I say that, and then it drops. But it's partially due to the Paragon. Second Salvation has been started. Salvation probably going to target the Scathus, I would surmise. You need more shielding around this. This thing has not been targeted that much for Scathus fire. I'm surprised it wasn't attached earlier by that first and second one. Couple of Solaces inbound. Solaces? Yeah, Solaces inbound for Nori. Nori took some damage, it looks like. But he's fine now. Ooh, that's not going to feel good with that. Ooh. Oh, that's a chunk. That's a chunk on. Again, he's using it for coverage anyways, but oof, that's got to hurt. Salvation, where are your shots going? Oh, yeah, no, you're going there. Okay. Shielding is being assisted. If he gets that second one online, that might be able to break through. Shielding is starting to collapse a little bit around the Salvation. Looks like it's a little bit of a spread. They're just shooting in the middle, it looks like, and then trying to clip the Paragon and the Salvation. Looks like another Salvation has been started. And Mavor is going to get up at least maybe into the yellow before the game's over. So there's that. And go BS says Seraphim Noob. Looks like he's just saying go this way to go after the
Strategic launch detected.
Paragon. Nuke is inbound once again. Don't know. There it is. Is it going for this? What's it going? It's going for the bay down here. It's going to wipe out some of them. Not the Tempest should be fine. I don't know if that's worth it for that sub nuke though. Oh, a little bit of Mass Fab now dead here for Team 1's Pans. There goes the nuke. Kills off one of the battleships. Doesn't kill off any of the other ones though. So I don't know if that was really worth it. ASF engaged finally. First time in the game. 55 minutes on the clock. And yeah, that's just not going to go well for Team 1, of course. We kind of saw that. So yeah, all of the engineering drones are gone. And we have a transport just do a little bit more damage, but that's not going to work. Looks like it's going to be just wiped out. We have ASF's flying coverage for the Restorers. They're going to go after the Mavor that did get up into about the 50% mark, but that's not going to last much longer. ASFs get hit, looks like, by Scathis fire. At least something get hit by something. Boom Nuke lands. Doesn't look like it kills off much. Restorers, of course, targeting the Paragon. They're may or may not going to get this. Who knows? There it goes, and there goes Kuwa, who stood next to it. Not a control K. That is a kill for Team 2's Mau Mau. The Rex says the lack of SAMs this game is a crime. Well, there's been a lot of SAMs, to be fair. There were like 500 in the sea. Yeah. Not a lot up here, I think is what he's talking about. 2 Salvations remain. And did that do any damage to the Scathis? No. Some of the other shielding is down, though, but the main one is fine. 56 minutes on the clock. Salvations are going to get wiped out by that Scathis barrage. Is 2 barrage. I guess it's a barrage if there's 2 of them. So, and there goes the shield emplacement. Salvations are still fine, but you know, Boom Nuke inbound. They really want Seraphim Noob. Oh, he survives the first one. Not going to survive the second one, and it's going to miss. They were thinking he's going to go this way. Team 2 is closing in on a flawless game. What a painful game, says the Wreck. And there goes the first Salvation. Second one is almost down. GC is inbound for the comm. The comm, you're going to get a transport and get out of there. Get out of there. Pick up the comm and get out of there. He's going to drop. He's going to drop behind the GC. I have no idea how we lost this after both your pushes failed. We won side 10 minutes earlier. Oh, he got here. Oh, no, he's going to die. He's going to die to the oh, that's unfortunate. Well, it's not going to be a flawless game, but, you know, yeah, but there he goes. First kill of the game for Team 1 goes on Seraphim Noob. He was kind of out of it for a while in terms of action and whatnot, but he still kicked with it nonetheless. And it's a 3v2 still in favor for Team 2. But both Salvations are down. Mavor that was being built. Hey, it's still at 33%, so there's that, but they just don't have anything to fight back. And I think that might just be the end of the game here for Team 1. ACU is not alive, says Kua. And we have Boom Nuke wiping out some Vespers from Team 2. Don't know how they got all the way back there, but they did. Yeah, they just skated on by. Look at that. Both the comms for Team 1 are right next to one another. We have Nori and Pants, both of the UEFs, both with Boom Nukes on board. And we have units just flooding the landmass for Team 1 from Team 2. Another Boom Nuke going to kill off more units. Pants is at 83,000 mass killed, taking some Scathis fire shots. Nori's at 12,000 mass killed. The comm of Vindex is here, because why not? And he has cloaking and laser. Yep, and T3 engineering suite as well. Cockroach points plus 999. Setton's aura minus 20. So we couldn't assist shield on 2 rapid. They should be alive. 5 seconds. That wouldn't have changed it. No, it definitely would not have. No. Ultimately, that is a minimum range. There is a minimum range. Well, unfortunately, there's a minimum range. You would lose the Scathis. Yeah. Shooting here. We could defend it enough long until the Scathus die. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Even if the Scathus was a. Did they impact? Did that one blow up the other one? Can you move your battleship or control K it? Says Nori. Well, there goes some Torp bombers. There he goes, and there he goes. Nice double kill from Team 2. Purging the cockroaches. They were trying to bully each other, it says the wreck. Yeah, it looked like one of them landed, and then the other one was fired, and then that one blew up, which we saw, and then that one died because it got exploded by the first one. But nice little double bubble there. Team 2 wins the game. Almost an hour, literally 2 seconds. I thought it was a little bit over, but I guess it's a little bit under. A little bit under an hour game. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, because why not at this point, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. And I will see all of you in the next one.